Welcome back to the Astral Tourist. I didn't mean to astral project this time. I wasn't setting an intention. I wasn't doing any fancy energy work. I was literally just trying to fall asleep like a normal human being. Hey, what's normal anyway? So this astral projection is from a few nights ago, and it was a really fast one. So this is a short episode. Picture a white room floating somewhere up in the sky with a ridiculously plush swing hanging in the center. So I was just doing like this fun visualization, not for astral projection, just for fun. It's one of the places I sometimes like create or visualize as I'm falling asleep. There's pillows, cushions, the whole luxury cloud lounge package. I'm like trying to make myself comfortable, right? Mentally, physically, off to Wonderland. I curl up on the swing and it begins to rock on its own. And I'm just vibing with it. And at some point, I don't know why, the Zambala mantra pops into my head. So I'm there softly going, Om Zambala Zalandraye Soha. And I'm just chanting that over and over, but really softly, like not a true invitation or invocation or anything. Just, on my way to sleep. I'm chanting my way onto like the cloud Uber of, Zambala style. And, mantras can be very powerful, even when we don't expect them to be. So I think that had something to do with the projection. And like I was saying, without any effort, I just phased out of this white room and into an astral mall. Yep, another astral mall for me. Not a dark hallway, not a void, not a landscape from my subconscious nightmares. No, a mall, bright, airy, outdoor astral mall with crisp white streets, which kind of mirrored my white setting there, and a mix of cute pop-up shops and more polished, developed buildings. So my first thought is, where am I? So I started asking people, hey, what's this place called? Nobody knows, zero clues, very unhelpful astral information there going on. So part of this title is Tips for Obtaining Information. So part of it is to continue asking, but in different ways. So instead of where am I in a general way, you can say, what state are we in? Do you know what street this is? Do you know what building that's called? And so I then kind of got distracted a little bit. And I had tried all those methods, by the way, and people still didn't know anything. But there was this wooden platform where a round blue portal was forming. And people were casually watching it like, oh, look, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. They meant right on schedule. So I guess every day at 3 o'clock in this astral zone, this happens. So this portal appears. It was blue. And 3 travelers just raced on in and vanished. So I'm like, yeah, take me with you. And I start running towards it because I'm always really curious about portals. And of course, it blipped shut right before I got there. So I just wasn't fast enough. So I wandered around some more instead. And again, there's like this glow to the whole place. And I eventually reached the far edge of this district. And, there were these like more developed shops and then these little pop-up ones, remember? So like it's kind of like the future meeting the past, or maybe it was designed that way. I did not know. And like beyond the edge here, I saw sand and ocean. I did not see any ships on the ocean or anything, but it was still like bright afternoon sunlight, total beach energy, which has been a theme lately. And at the very edge, there's this cute little rudimentary bar, like it was constructed 30 minutes ago or something, but also looking like it had been there forever. So it's like, I don't want to say it was like a shanty bar, but, it was kind of rough around the edges looking. But there was a bartender there. And so I approached him. Now, sometimes people in these kinds of positions can be more informative. So look for people like that, like anybody at a help desk, a librarian, a bartender, anybody who's like known for being chatty or in a help position is probably more likely to give you some kind of information. So he was super friendly, it turned out, but I couldn't hear him very well. So I said, do you know the name of this place or this date? And nothing was kind of getting through to him with just that. So I said, I've tried asking around the same question. So can you tell me anything at all about the area or this place? Anything. And so I opened it up even wider by asking anything, like, what do you know? And this has helped me so many times, just going that direction and being super wide open like that. Like, what can you tell me? What do you know? What would you like to share? And it worked this time. And he actually told me quite a bit that was very specific. So he told me he's been there in the area since way back when it was just a handful of pop-up shops. So he was there from the beginning, he was telling me. And then someone came in and started developing the more modern buildings. And he said this guy was named Wentworth. And he said that he was very dignified, aristocratic, and it was like he was re-remembering. And he re-remembered his name was Samuel William George Wentworth. Like, this sounds all very Victorian to me, even though some of the shops looked quite futuristic, especially the larger buildings that were metallic. But that he was very specific about that. I got that very clearly. Samuel William George Wentworth. And, I kind of felt like I unlocked a whole side quest in history or something. And so he starts pouring this sparkling pink drink in this large cocktail glass and hands it to me. Like, I think it's a lemonade, something like vodka and lemonade. I don't know. I think it's like some old-fashioned drink I don't know the name of. So if you know the name of it, help me out. Let me know. All I know is it was pink, and I think it had gin or vodka in it, or was supposed to. I couldn't taste it as usual, but I was really happy, and it looked like a happy drink. And, he raised his glass, and he said, let's christen it the Wentworth Beach Shops. And there's that word, christen it. I haven't heard that word in so long. So again, like, there's some nods to the Victoria era going on here. And so I said, yes, we will, and we toasted, and we clinked the glasses. I feel like I helped name a place, but not really. Like, he did most of the work there. And, so keep the request for information more open. If people are struggling, or they don't know the state, or they don't know a name or something, you can always ask, what do you remember? What do you remember about anything? And it's surprising what they'll say back sometimes. And, this feels like a place I could always go back to if I wanted. I don't know if I will. So this guy Wentworth, he was going on and on, actually. It wasn't just a few moments about how he developed the area, but I lost a lot of those details. And he kept telling me, like, this guy had a lot of activity. Like, he's trying to tell me, like, he's like super stimulated. Like, he's one of those people that had a lot of charisma, a lot of energy, like never stopped, was up all night too working. So, and that's all I know about the Wentworth fellow. So, it's really interesting how these things come together. Part mall, part beach town, part collective imagination maybe built this astral locale. And, it's fun, just that much. Places will surprise you like this. And I had to keep asking. So remember, be relentless. Don't give up. Go ahead and be a little stubborn. Like, keep asking. Don't give up. Look at all the clues. Try to ask people that are in public-facing situations anyway, like a bartender or a librarian. So you never know what you might find. I have no idea how the Zambala mantra may or may not have contributed, other than maybe adding a little extra zing to my astral projection. But those are the details. So thanks so much for tuning in. If you liked it, please subscribe, share the channel. I would love to finally monetize the channel. It hasn't happened yet, and that's okay. But, I'm grateful for all of you, no matter what happens with the channel. I just, thanks so much for being here. Lots of love. And I'm about to share another interesting astral projection. So stay tuned.